Okay, fellas and ladies and non-binary friends, I fucked up immediately starting this episode, but it was a good fuck up because I realized I wasn't recording the proper channels, and Sarah wouldn't have had any audio that entire episode if I didn't accidentally delete the entire recording.
And nobody wants to listen to an hour of just Connor talking.
And if you do, I'm too insecure to do that.
Maybe 10 minutes.
I could do I've listened to like some solo podcasts that are like 15 to 25 minutes.
Yeah.
I like those are fun. But even like podcasts I like Curtis's podcast, he brings his friend on for a good 25 minutes of it.
And Dean, the Clean Hamster podcast, is only like, 25 minutes each episode?
Yeah, and even Jacob's, when he does a solo episode, they're only 30-minute episodes.
Yeah, I feel like
it's a lot.
You gotta really have a lot to talk about if you're talking by yourself.
Yeah. I mean, when I used to listen to like Cody's solo podcast.
Yeah, Insanely Chill.
It was a lot different. And solo podcasts can feel really forced. Or they could just be really just like interesting, but the host needs to be really on it.
Yeah, I remember I used to not be the biggest fan of the Very Really Good podcast when it first started because I mean, yeah, he was just starting a solo podcast. Like, you can make a solo YouTube video that's an hour long because you're cutting and you're putting in clips and all that stuff. But I was like, man, I really like Curtis Connor and I don't love this podcast. Yeah. But then as of late, I'm like, this is some good shit.
Yeah. And speaking of YouTubers we like, if you're watching video, we got some what are called really mean mugs from Cody's I guess it's just like his business. Yeah. It's like one of the businesses.
He started it like forever ago.
Yeah, he started this like during Vine. Yeah. Where mine says, I don't know if you can see it because the video might not be that great and we have a lot of like glare coming in. Mine says, not a virgin. And I surprised Sarah with one that I thought was very specific to her.
It says fattest ass.
Yeah.
They're obviously for people that are not watching video, they're just white mugs with a very nice pink font on them. Yeah. And the back in a very tiny black font says just vibin'. Yeah. Does yours also say just vibin'?
Yeah, I think that's like the maybe the brand. Fuck if I know.
Sure.
I mean, we're just vibing.
We're just vibing.
Just two people podcasting. Just, I ain't never seen two pretty podcast hosts.
Can I? Okay, so I'm not even going to ask. I'm just going to start talking.
Okay, that's kind of how these work.
So the past couple episodes, Connor has come prepared with notes in his phone. And I'm like, that's a great idea. I never did it because, honestly, because I just forget. I can't really use my phone at work. And once I get home from work, I pretty much turn my brain off. So if I think of anything I want to talk about while at work, I just forget to write it down. So this week, I was like, no, I'm going to write some stuff down. But I quickly learned that I, for my own sake, have to put, like, bullet points underneath each thing. Because if not, I just write the first thing that comes to my mind. For instance, the first thing I wrote down in my notes is Jason Mraz is a COVID denier.
Jason Mraz?
Yes.
Who's that?
He sings I'm Yours, that song. You know that song?
No.
Oh, it's like very old. Not very old.
Jason Mraz, I'm Yours. Is he older? Is he an older dude?
I don't know how old he fucking is. I'm gonna look it up. How old he is.
I'm the computer boy here.
Okay.
Jason Mraz. Oh,
yeah,
this guy.
You know that song.
Okay. Yeah.
Open up your mind and see that one. Yeah. Well, he's not. But the reason I wrote it down is because at my job, I'm a nanny. Okay. Well, I'm not going to be one because I quit my job, as I talked about. But we were watching, thank you. Me and the 2-year-old were watching an Elmo special. Yeah. And you know Sesame Street has so many celebrities on it? Well, Jason Mraz was on it. And this is an old episode, but watching it right now, he did like a cover of his own song, but it's called Outdoors. No. I was like, oh my God, he's a COVID denier because the one line is, 'cause I won't stay inside no more. And then he also says, open up your door and then breathe free. And the whole song is just about like not being locked up and like breathing free and going outside. Um,
Oh
and it's
my
like
God.
it's because they want to encourage kids to like go outside and play because it was filmed, I don't know, 10, 12 years ago, but like sitting inside of this family's house and not being able to go outside because I don't want to get COVID or I don't want the 2-year-old to get COVID, and then watching Jason Mraz and Elmo sing this song just felt very surreal.
Like one of those things where it's like at the time it was innocent and it was just like a thing, but now
it did not age well.
Yikes.
It was the open up your door and then breathe free. That's the one that really got me. Trapped between the walls. I have the lyrics pulled up because I don't remember everything.
Damn.
Yeah.
Holy
but
shit.
all I wrote in my phone was just Jason Mraz as a COVID denier.
Holy fuck. That's hilarious. I love things that like don't age well because it's because like there's no ill intent. When there's no ill intent, that's what I think is funny.
This was just a harmless song with Jason Mraz and Elmo encouraging kids to play outside and don't sit inside all day. You have no reason to be trapped inside. Like, you're young, breathe free, have fun. But now watching it, it's like, oh
no.
We haven't been to the playground in like a month because if there's more than one kid there, we don't go.
Yeah, because it's not safe.
It's not safe.
I have a bit of a follow-up story from last week when we like joked about Noah Centineo and like the GameStop thing. Did you hear he's being cast in a Netflix movie about the GameStop stock things?
I did, but only because I saw a quote tweet that was like,
who does he have hostage at Netflix?
It was like, what Netflix CEO did Noah Centineo see hit a kid with their car?
I was thinking about this, and I kind of want to like dive into a little bit of a bit here.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay, so who is Noah Centineo going to play? Is he gonna play like a Redditor, and they're gonna have to make him like kind of ugly to like, because like this like what is he gonna do? Is he gonna be like a young slick person? He's a law or Wall Street student working from home, and he dives onto Wall Street bets and starts getting into it, and he realizes what's gonna happen, and he's torn between leaking it to his professors who know insiders at Wall Street, or is he gonna help the people? Because it's not that interesting.
It's not. It was like 2 days long.
It's actually still going.
But like the talk about it.
Yeah, the talk about it, but this has been going for months.
Right, but like I don't think there's a lot that can really be done.
Yeah, that's what
you know what I think is going to happen?
What?
Well, it depends. It depends if the people at Netflix are going to push the narrative that like this was a bad thing that happened.
Yeah.
Or they could, what I think could happen is Noah Centineo is the son of a family who's like doing really poorly. And then he finds out about it and he like gets into it so he can raise money for his family. Because that's what a lot of it actually was.
Yeah, but I would give him that credit, except he was in a movie about a fake dating app where he just wanted to fuck girls.
Yeah. I'm not saying that's going to happen. I'm saying that could be a movie.
Yeah, it could be.
It shouldn't be.
But it also shouldn't be Noah Centineo.
Oh my god. Nothing should ever be Noah Centineo.
That being said, I will say this, and I'm always someone to eat my words. Other than him being a little bit weird with the whole, I don't know if you guys know about his like asking a girl to squirt video.
I don't even want to think about that.
Look that up. It's very disturbing. Other than that, if he ever did come out and he was good in a movie, I will give him full props for it because he's a young guy, and if he just, if he finds the right role, fuck it. You know what? Good for him.
You said before that in the first To All the Boys I Loved Before,
he's very charming.
Pretty good. Yeah.
He's very charming in that he fits that role really well, and if he just kind of like tried, I think he could actually probably have somewhat of a career.
Yeah, he doesn't have to try at this point.
That's the sad part.
But also, he's not gonna last.
Yeah.
I don't think once he like gets older.
Yeah.
He's no Zac Efron.
Well, he's not doing too hot either right now. What's the last
I know,
movie
but
he
Zac
was
Efron
in?
at least was like young and in shit, and then as he got older, he continued to be in stuff.
Zac Efron's actually got casted in, I think it's a Scorsese film coming out. So that'll be interesting. It's a famous director. I'm not sure if it's Scorsese or not, but he got a major casting, and people are like, oh fuck, are we gonna have a Zac Efron renaissance? So
because I haven't seen a lot of movies that he's been in, but he's not like a bad actor.
he just takes bad roles.
Yeah.
Like have you ever seen Neighbors with him and
Yeah.
it's the one brother
Dave Franco.
And Seth Rogen. Neighbors is really good.
Yeah.
Neighbors is
I
really
like.
good.
There's two of them,
Yeah.
right?
Second one's fine, but the first one is really good.
Really good.
Because there's some like depth to his character.
Yeah.
That comes out because he's got like a lost identity through like fraternity. Like it's very interesting.
Yeah. I
and
love
then-
Dave Franco.
What was it? What's the fucking overcomplicated name of that Ted Bundy movie? Shockingly evil and wildly twisted.
Disturbingly something. Yeah.
Strictly Platonic.
Yeah.
But so where this all was going with this is what other weird things that happened in 2020 could Netflix make a movie about besides the GameStop stocks thing? Because a lot of like weird online shit happened over the year. And what movie could Noah Centineo be casted in if he's going to be our 2020 recap star?
Oh my god.
Because I want to see him at the Capitol riots.
He plays the guy with the horns.
Noah Centineo as the QAnon
Noah
shaman?
Centineo as Mitch McConnell.
My God, I can't keep putting Noah Centineo in our thumbnails.
No, we'll talk about other things that aren't Noah Centineo that can be put in our thumbnails.
Speaking of people, men that people used to love and like will probably have a short career, and this guy had a short career because he killed himself. You know Hemingway. You know, yeah. Yeah, Ernest Hemingway.
Yeah.
You know how he like killed himself with a shotgun, right?
No, I didn't know that.
Okay. On top of that, do you want to know where he got that shotgun from?
Where?
Abercrombie and Fitch.
This has
This
kind of nothing to do with this.
Okay, this is one of my things I wanted to talk about.
A quick sub thing before I
hit me
forget.
with it.
You know how Sylvia Plath killed herself like with her oven, right?
Yeah.
So I think a lot of other people were under the impression that she like put her head in an oven and like slammed it and killed herself.
Yeah.
But that's not what happened.
What happened?
She just turned the gas on and killed herself through like a gas exposure.
Holy shit.
Yeah. But yeah,
Artists these days could never.
I only like just recently learned about it because I always knew that she killed herself with her oven, and I think that I just thought that she just fucking like, you know. But yeah. Also, sorry if you don't want to talk about people killing themselves. I don't. If anyone listening is like, it's
Yeah, but these
a-
are poets. Like,
Yeah.
this is like, you learn about this in art history, so we're not talking about like people and like.
Yeah.
But I found it interesting, and I was looking up into the history of Abercrombie and Fitch because now we know them as like the perfume and like shirtless dudes. They're gonna wear a flannel on the beach, and that thing's not gonna be buttoned.
oily boys.
Oily boys on the beach, a store that looks way more expensive than it is,
And it's so dark.
and it's so moody.
Yeah.
And you're just gonna buy the same plaid shirt they sold last year.
And if you are anything above a size 2, you cannot shop there.
And if you are a medium, it's not a medium. It's a small.
Exactly.
And the large is a small. But I was like looking in the history, and I did not know Abercrombie and Fitch used to be like a hunting and Amazon gear type, like basically general store. You would buy your helmets from there, you'd buy ammo, you'd buy weapons, and you would then go into like the jungles and kill animals.
So like Cabela's.
But like the Royal British Cabela's. It would be like the expeditions would be like outfitted and supplied and armed by Abercrombie and Fitch. So I guess when Ernest Hemingway killed himself, he bought his shotgun from the store that's now known for Oily Boys.
Wow.
That is fucking crazy.
That is wild.
Like how
I'm so curious as to what the like timeline is, like transition wise, like
Yeah.
when did it, because I assume they maybe just switched to clothing.
Yeah.
And not like the gear and like
Yeah.
guns. But
But,
then
like,
where did the
where did the cutoff come from? And like that part of their identity is non-existent, except this is where it started to make sense. Their store design always has like almost like a more like jungle style like leaves and
like a rainforest cafe.
Yeah, it always kind of sounds like it's fucking raining when you walk in, and it's dark and it's moody, and then all the jungle patterns on their shorts and on their underwear. And I started piecing it together, and I'm like, so instead of going into the jungle, they put the jungle on
you.
Oh. So I was like, that blew my mind, and I kind of like went down a hole, and like, absolutely crazy. It sold like hunting, fishing equipment, and it was called David T. Abercrombie Company. High-profile lawyer Ezra Fitch bought a portion of the company in the 1900s.
Wow.
So I guess that's kind of like when it started to change, because according to company's history, in 1904, Abercrombie and Fitch was born. The first company store existed in 1892.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So, this is where I wanted to go with this. What weird history do you think other retail stores have? Like, did Old Navy supply the warheads for D-Day?
Oh my God.
Like,
Old Navy's old.
yeah.
What a stupid sentence.
Like, did PacSun, like, did they storm the Pacific?
Oh my God.
Was American Eagle like a cowboy company?
Well, I mean, you can assume that any clothing store that started like a while ago had to have,
Yeah.
I mean, made like gear.
Yeah.
Or like uniforms and stuff.
That's crazy. It's just so weird, like, going into the history of something and finding, like, oh, Ernest Hemingway killed himself with a shotgun from Abercrombie and Fitch. Like, huh?
Like, huh? What's the Tim Allen noise?
I just did it. You asked what it was after I did it, so I did it again. Oh, we have fun here.
Speaking of dying, there's been this clip. I think it's a TikTok, but it's going around on Twitter right now of someone making jungle juice. Have you seen any of this?
No, I'm recently back on TikTok.
No. It's on Twitter though.
Okay, but
it's a video of like dudes making jungle juice.
I just shuddered.
And like we all know, jungle juice is questionable to begin with.
At best.
And in this video, they're putting Bang Energy in it and also C4, like pre-workout.
Oh my God.
And here's my issue with it, is that everyone is quote tweeting that and saying like, what the fuck? They're putting energy drinks and pre-workout in jungle juice? I saw that and I went, ah yes, freshman year.
Yeah, I mean, we used to put Four Loko in it.
Yeah, but I mean, I've had plenty of jungle juice that had pre-workout in it.
I'm not sure. I mean, I probably don't remember. I know the best jungle juice our friend group ever made was the 4th of July jungle juice.
That was really good.
And I'm going to break down the recipe for you guys if you want to follow along at home safely in your house.
I think that using the word jungle juice and safely in the same sentence is...
Yeah. Kind of ironic.
Not possible.
So, when, in the before time, when we were allowed outdoors, we had a 4th of July trip up to our friend's house in Pittsburgh. And what did we do? We used to do this like once a year.
Yeah, I only went that one year because I was allowed to be friends with you. But.
Yeah, well, that's a topic. But we all went up, and this is like our big, because like a lot of our friends live around like the East Coast far away.
We've all been in college, so like like Pittsburgh, Philly, Ohio, just like close, but not close enough to see each other too often with like school and everything. So
like we would go up there, and it was so fucking hot that weekend. It was 1,000 fucking degrees. And
not even an exaggeration.
Like
that was the actual temperature.
It was 1,000 degrees. My skin fell off. And obviously, it's the 4th of July. You got to make jungle juice because it's the easiest thing to drink really fast to get fucked up and have a good time. And the recipe was like a gallon of, it wasn't Capri Sun. What's that red what's that red like fruit punch?
It
with
was the
surfer-
powder, right?
No, it was with the surfer guy on it.
Oh yeah, right, that guy.
Yeah, he would like surf on it.
God, what is it called? Kool-Aid.
No, it's not Kool-Aid.
wasn't
not
Kool-Aid?
It wasn't Kool-Aid. It was the other one with the like surfer dude on it. It's not a Hawaiian punch.
Yeah, it is.
That's just
the
what it's
blue
called.
one.
No, it's red.
I don't know.
He's got the
Whatever.
surfer
It was.
dude on
It was a juice.
It was a gallon of that fruit punch concoction, an entire handle of Rocket
Smirnoff,
Pop,
red, white, and
Smirnoff
blue, yeah.
vodka, a box of melted 4th of July Rocket Pops, another bottle of vodka, I think some more fruit juice, orange juice, all mixed together.
I don't think there was orange juice in it.
I remember orange juice being in it.
Okay.
Because we needed more liquid.
Oh, and that's all that we had.
And that's all that we had.
Originally, it was just 3 ingredients.
And then we just kept adding to it.
And it was so good.
it just, guys, it literally just tastes like Rocket Pops. Like, you couldn't taste anything, and we were
God.
drinking it so fast.
And we made so many Jello shots too.
Yeah, and here we made an American flag out of Jello shots.
That
really
was the
fun.
first time I ever made Jello shots.
It was really fun. But the thing is, when it's really fucking hot out, and you drink something that is refreshing, like genuinely, guys, this drink was so refreshing. You can go through about 5 cups of that in like less than an hour, and then we all were unconscious by 3 p.m. Do you remember that? The nap? The great nap of the 4th of July.
Don't remember 90% of that weekend.
That's a good weekend.
We're not going to talk about it, but I made some choices. And,
You're really like dancing. You're really picking your words
yeah,
carefully.
I wasn't down and out. I would say I was up and in. I don't remember a lot of that weekend.
It was a fun weekend.
I highly doubt that I was asleep for the great nap.
No, you were asleep for the great nap. We were all in there because I remember we were fighting about me like touching you with my toes. And you were getting really mad because I knew it was upsetting you.
So this must have been prior to
choices.
It was.
Choices were made later that night.
Choices that were made that we're not speaking on.
Because our friend asked me if I wanted to also indulge in those choices, and I said, no, I don't do that anymore, and then you disappeared.
For like a while.
Yeah.
I was just gone.
Yeah, and I was just hanging out with some dudes.
I didn't even know who those dudes were. And our friend whose house we were at also didn't know who those dudes were.
That's like the one thing, dude.
Pre-COVID.
Pre-COVID chaos, man. It is just absolutely a shit show. And I'm saving this for next week, and I'm also opening this up to the public. I want your submissions, fellas, ladies, and theys. I want you guys to tell me your Valentine's Day stories. Okay, sorry about that, Sarah.
Tell us your stories, but also don't be upset if we don't talk about it because we both have a plan for next week's podcast, and I could see them taking a bit of time.
I could see that taking about half the episode.
Yeah.
But what I definitely want to do is I want to talk about both of our last year's Valentine's Day experiences because they were similar.
Yeah, I just don't really remember mine though.
Yeah, see, I remember mine. But I wanted to talk about them and then bring it to the sub show. I want to hear if any of you guys had Valentine's Day experiences because I never have. Like, I can't think of it.
Last week I talked about my Valentine's Day from 2 years ago.
Yeah, that's true.
Which I'm never speaking of again because
I never really had a Valentine's Day experience. So I want to hear from you guys. Send them in. And we got that Gmail, we got that Twitter. We don't have a Twitter, but we have my Twitter. Really
quickly because I'm not going to talk about my Valentine's Day stuff next week. My freshman year Valentine's Day, I was dating my ex at the time. And he broke up with me for 2 days, as he did frequently in the 2.5 years we dated. Anyway, but we were broken up for like, I don't know, 4 days maybe at this point. Like, it was serious. And so my mom ordered me and my freshman year roommate a heart-shaped pizza and a heart-shaped cookie cake for Valentine's Day.
That's awesome.
Because she was single too, and we both just sat in our dorm and ate food and just talked about how much we hated men.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's actually a great way to celebrate
She's great. I should
Valentine's Day.
text her. I love her.
Yeah. Is that who I'm thinking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, she is great.
She is great.
Whatchamacallit? So the next thing I wanted to really talk about, this has to do with some Philly locals. So did you see Little Uzi Vert got a $24 million diamond implanted in his skull?
No, I did see everyone talking about Lil Uzi on Twitter, though. But
Yeah.
I had no idea what the context was, and I was like, someone will tell me at some point.
Since 2007, he's been working on paying off a $24 million diamond to be implanted in his forehead. So my question for you, Sarah, what body mod would you get that could cost $24 million?
A new one.
A new
Next question.
Oh my god. That's fucking better than I could have expected. Oh my god. Damn. Fucking cheers, bro. Oh.
We should drink champagne next week.
Yeah. We'll have a Valentine's Day episode next week.
Sorry, that really took you out.
Yeah, I was expecting that. I thought we were going to talk about it. I was going to be like, I'd want a third arm. I don't know. A smaller nose. A diamond nose. I don't know. Veneers.
Just new. $24 million is a lot of money. I could get a new body completely.
Oh, my God.
Oh, or just a new brain.
They're working on
One
that.
that's a little bit more bumpy. Mine's like a fucking marble.
You're just knocking me out of it, dude. Knocking me right out of it. Oh my god. Do you have a topic?
I do. Do you need a minute? Did you stop recording by accident?
No.
Okay, I heard like a weird little pause and I
No,
got
we're
nervous.
good. We're
Okay.
good. They're getting all of this. You get all of it. This is what you get here. You showed up to my podcast and her podcast. This is what you get.
You said my podcast and I got so offended. I was like, are you fucking kidding me?
You showed up to our podcast.
Our podcast.
This is what you get.
This is what you get. You know what? I feel like I was pretty off last week.
So did I.
And it's because we didn't start our day with batter and crumbs. We can't record out that fucking B and C, you know?
Yeah, for sure. that big B and C.
So I have one last thing that I really want to talk about.
Okay.
And it's no one's allowed to be happy on the internet.
Oh,
I don't
sure.
know if you've seen what's been going on Twitter this last week.
Is it the girl who went to New York?
This girl lives in New York.
Yeah.
Okay, let me give a rundown.
'Cause I saw
anyone
this
didn't
too.
see it. This girl, this sweet girl on TikTok. I've seen her stuff on my For You page before. It's just like the kind of videos where people are like, oh, like do my day with me. Like, she works from home. She works 9 to 6 in advertising and then also has a second job doing like influencer stuff. So like she's making her money.
Get that bag, girl.
Get that bag. And she posted a TikTok and it was like, I think she said like the best thing about living in New York is that you can treat yourself to just a day alone and it can be a little bougie and it's really nice. And all that this woman did is she got breakfast by herself. She got her nails done. She went to Kith. She stayed in a hotel in New York where she lives by herself for a night and ordered Chinese takeout and a cocktail as room service.
Yes.
And
how dare she?
it's just like, I saw that people were like getting pissed about it, and I was like, oh, maybe because like, you know, COVID, like people are like, they're like, fucking stay in your house forever, like don't fucking breathe.
You can't open that front door, I swear to God.
But that's not why they were mad. People were mad because she was flaunting her money. And like, hey guys, everyone, the most expensive thing that she did that day was probably stay in that hotel overnight.
Yeah.
And like, okay, a hotel for a night can be pricey. Her manicure was probably around like $60.
I don't know if you've ever seen those prices at Kith.
But she
I don't think she bought anything.
She didn't. She just showed what she was looking at. And like, if she did buy anything, she didn't show it.
And also, who cares?
Who fucking cares? This girl and the person who like started all the shit on Twitter quote tweeted it, and they were like, "This gave me a literal panic attack."
I saw that.
And they are a writer for the Rolling Stone.
Oh my God.
And this poor girl who works 9 to 6 every day, like all of us do, most of us, majority, whatever, just wanted to fucking give herself a day.
Yeah.
And it's just so annoying. Like, find something to actually be mad about.
Well, the problem is that everyone is looking for something to be mad about because we've all been stuck inside.
But
and
there are so much more important things to be mad
100%.
about. And it's all of this, like...
There's a lot of pent-up negativity, aggression, and nowhere to put it for a lot of people. And I'm noticing this a lot on Twitter, on TikTok, on everything, that toxicity is becoming more commonplace for things that don't call for it.
And people just like to be angry at things. And like, don't get me wrong, I'm angry at a lot of shit in the world, but it's a lot of like systemic fucked up bullshit. And like the things that like our government is doing poorly, or the things that like just have been wrong in this country for forever. I'm not mad because a 24-year-old in New York wanted to just be nice to herself for a day. I'm sorry, I'm really going off about this, but it just annoys me because it's the same people that preach about self-care and like do what you need to do safely to get through this pandemic. But then a girl just wants to like live. Besides the staying in a hotel thing, her weekend is what like okay, I'll get my hair done and go shopping one weekend. Am I fucking canceled now? Because I spent my own money. And then I was like on her TikTok too to see what was up, because most of the hate was coming from Twitter because of the girl. I almost called her a bitch. I didn't want to call her a bitch. The woman who retweeted it and said that, like, you know, I had an anxiety attack because someone had fun. But like, I was on her TikTok because there were some hate comments, and the one was like, just say that you have your parents' money. And she responded and was like, no, like, I like work in advertising full time, and like if I'm doing expensive things, it's usually because I have like a brand deal or a sponsorship that I'm so grateful for. Or like, she also went through and rated hate comments that she got, which I thought was very, very fun.
That's awesome.
It's just like...
And here's the thing. If you have an advertising job in New York, listen, you're making some good money. If you were able to get that job... If you're
living in New York...
Yes. If you're living in New York at 24, here's the thing. You're probably somewhat well off. I mean, I know a lot of broke 20-year-olds who live with like 7 people in New York. But like, listen, like this... Dude, just let people, if they're not hurting anyone, just let people do their thing. I saw people who were like, why isn't she wearing a mask? And it's like, dude, she like would record for 3 seconds and probably put it right back on.
Yeah, and like whenever she wasn't wearing a mask, she was outside and
isolated.
And it seemed like, I mean, I don't know for sure. If there's anything that you're upset about in the video, maybe it can be the mask thing. But she was outside, and like, it was a very wide angle shot, so you kind of assumed that there was no one within 6 feet of her.
Yeah, because I was digging through those comments, and I saw a lot of people who are like mad because they're like, I can't leave my house, and this girl's out flaunting her wealth. And I was like, well, it's her money. She decides what she gets to do with it, 1. 2, clearly in all of the shots, other than the ones at Kith or when she was getting her nails done, she had her mask on at Kith. where other people were around her and when she was shopping and she had her mask on when she was getting her nails done.
Yeah.
The only time she didn't have her mask on
was when she was drinking a latte.
Drinking a latte alone on an entire street and in her own hotel room.
Yeah.
So, hey, everyone, especially Twitter, shut the fuck up.
It's just so, like...
It's so annoying. And this is something we've talked about before. I am really getting tired of pessimism.
Yeah.
And it is exhausting. Guys, if we don't calm down, what are we going to enjoy anymore? What are we going to do? And I'm not talking about actually holding people accountable for things. I'm talking about leave a 24-year-old who has the right to do whatever the fuck she wants with her money that she earned through her job.
Yeah.
Let her do it. If she makes a mistake, she gets to make that mistake. She's 24. You are not anyone's fucking parent because you have a Twitter.
And it's just nitpicking.
Yeah.
Like I said before, there are a lot of justifiable things to be angry about. There's probably some justifiable things to be a little bit pessimistic about.
Yes.
But someone's just fucking living. And she literally said, like, if you want to be bougie for a weekend in New York, there's so many places to do it. She didn't say, like, this is my daily routine. I fucking hate poor people.
Yeah.
Like
what the fuck? Dude, I was...
And also, it's just all about how it's shot, too. Because, like, I could film that exact same video in Philly, and I don't have, like, a lot of money by any means. I'm just surviving.
But also, like, if we wanted to, we would be able to shoot an aesthetically pleasing TikTok of us getting coffee and then, like, going on Kelly Drive and looking at, like, the nice, like, background and then staying in an Airbnb. And that's, like, when people get mad at that, we would probably spend, like, maybe $100.
Yeah.
Like, hey, guess what? We both work full time. I work in media. So guess what? I am fortunate enough that I've worked my way to a position where I make a very generous salary where I worked my ass off to get here. Guess what? I get to spend my money.
Yeah.
I get to be a sheep to the capitalist system as well. And if it brings me a day of happiness, you damn well know I'm treating myself.
And it's not, I mean, like, obviously there are a lot of people who are going through some tough shit right now.
For sure.
Because unemployment, no stimulus checks, like, shit's fucked. Everyone knows that. But nothing about what this one girl posted on TikTok is, like, anything. And you know what? I see this other girl on my For You page a lot who also lives in New York and who just, like, goes out every single day for, like, brunch and dinner and then goes to clubs. And I've never seen anyone on Twitter give her shit because it's like there's just such a weird line where it's like people who are blatantly doing the bad thing don't get talked about because views.
It's too easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's too easy. Like, yeah, this person sucks. And everyone will be like, I agree. But when you can be like, this person who's really not doing anything that egregious.
Yeah.
Well, let's start something.
And, like,
It's frustrating. And, like, a part of this, I don't know if you saw, like, the, like, annoying shit that was, like, on Twitter this week. And this is kind of related. Where, it was during one of the White House press conferences. And, like, a reporter who's a total fucking dickbag. I'm not saying his name because calling him a fucking reporter or a journalist is a disgrace. Was like, we heard that Biden is going back home to Delaware this weekend. I thought we were told not to travel. And, like, the press secretary had to be like, he lives there. He's vaccinated. He's not flying public. He's flying Air Force One. He's allowed to go home.
Yeah.
He's allowed to go home for a weekend because he's not putting anyone in danger. Hey, buddy. Your boy, the guy who got kicked off Twitter, used to golf in Florida every weekend.
Took his mask off after being diagnosed with COVID.
So, hey, buddy, Joe's allowed to go see his family because he's vaccinated and he's flying private because he's the fucking president.
Yeah. Well, it's not so much the vaccination because he can still carry it and give it to people, but it's
but his family's vaccinated
it's private.
too.
Yeah,
They're like, the Biden family's vaccinated. He's allowed to go see his vaccinated family because he's also vaccinated. He's flying private. So guess what? He's not flying Spirit Airlines to Delaware
He's not taking Delta.
Yeah, you're fine, bro. He's not gonna hurt anyone. Just everyone shut the fuck up.
Well,
I want 1 day of silence.
I
want everyone.
Just a little
I want the globe to play the quiet game for 1 day. Could you imagine?
I couldn't do it. I love talking.
Just 1 day of silence.
No, I would hate it. I'd go crazy.
I would cry of happiness. Just 1 day where no one spoke.
That sounds awful.
It sounds like a dream come true. This is what's so fun. Like, we are so different in that aspect. Like, our dynamics and everything, where I love peace and quiet and like doing nothing and just being alone. And that makes you want to self-implode.
I like peace and quiet when I'm like going to bed or if I'm like reading a book or something. I very much don't like doing nothing.
Love it.
It's something that I've really had to come to terms with in these past months. Because if I'm not doing something all the time, I'm like, why am I even existing?
Well, yeah. I mean, what was that? I saw something on Twitter this week that was like, LOL, capitalism making me feel bad for taking a nap again.
Yeah. I tweeted about capitalism was me crying in my bed because I felt bad about taking a day off of work because it was literally impossible. Not only dangerous, impossible to get my car to work because of the snow.
Your car wouldn't start and my tires were frozen.
Yeah, but I don't even mean that so much. I just mean like I need to have an agenda for every day. And it probably comes from, I've always been a social person. And in school, my junior and senior year, I lived in a house with 6 girls. And there were always people over, or I was always at another friend's house where there was multiple people. Like, I love being around people so much because I choose to surround myself with good people who have good intentions. So I love socializing and I love being with friends. And it's been a little tough, but we do Zooms and stuff.
Yeah.
But even like when we have like our couch days, probably, unless we run errands in the morning, if we just have a straight up couch day, I'd say around anywhere between 3 and 6 p.m., I start to lose it. I get so antsy, and I just like...
Meanwhile, I could literally play video games for like 80 hours straight.
There was
and not piss or shit or eat.
Or breathe.
I won't blink. I will game.
There was a day where we had a lazy day. We had a couch day. And I was fine. I was just vibing. I was just chilling. And
I will say, this is one of the very few couch days where we didn't run errands.
Yeah.
We usually only do a couch day if we wake up at like 8 fucking a.m. and run errands until like 1.
If I have errands, I will accumulate them all week and then wait until Sunday. And I like 7:30, 8 a.m. I text Connor and I'm like, hey, I have to go here and here and here and pick up this and drop off that. Do you want to do it with me? Which means you're going to do it with me because I don't like driving in the city and you do.
Yeah. So usually I drive around my tiny little car.
And Connor maybe has like half an errand to do.
I might just ignore doing the errand half the time too. I might have something to do and I'll go, I'm not doing it today.
But yeah, usually our couch days are like couch evenings because we take up our morning doing stuff. But we had a day that was just only a couch day. And right as the sun set, I was like, ooh, I'm feeling bad. And Connor was, I think, just like watching something or like playing video
Destiny.
games or whatever. And I like was in my room and I just came stomping out and I was like, we need to do something right now. And he was like, what? And I was like, I'm not okay. I need to do anything that's not being in this fucking house. And he was like, do you want to like go to Target? And I was like, yeah, I'll buy deodorant.
Oh.
Immediately. Sorry, our doorbell just rang. Should I go check that really quick?
Yeah, we'll cut this.
Okay.
Or should I vamp? So there's going to be a hard cut here, guys. Our doorbell rang in my meal prep stuff came.
And
so.
I had to run down all our steps and then run up all our steps.
Yeah.
And I'm a little bit out of breath.
And I tried to vamp, and I just ended up repeating the same words over and over again. I'll talk about this. This coffee was kind of like, it didn't age well. No.
Damn.
There's times where, like, dude, I'll want something and I'll crave it, and then like I have it, and I'm just like, why? I didn't need that. And I swear to God, that's how I fucking feel about dating sometimes, dude. We're like, have you ever like really wanted to fuck somebody, and like you finally do, then you don't want to talk to them anymore? It makes me feel like such a piece of shit. And like I know like it's not like I don't know if to say it makes like if it makes me a bad person or not, but it's like one of those things where it's just like it's just hormones and impulse where you're like, man, like this person and I are flirting heavily and they just want to fuck and I just want to fuck and that's all we want to do. This isn't a thing.
Sometimes.
And the sex could be great. Sometimes like amazing. And you're just like, so are you staying over?
But I think sometimes the like game of it all is more enticing than actually sleeping with them.
And that's how I feel about this coffee.
Because
this coffee was a good lay that stayed over and I didn't want it to.
Damn, I'm sorry. Don't wanna hate on B and C like that.
It's not their fault.
It's not.
Not their fault.
You had an idea.
It was too sweet. It was too sweet. And I should know, I don't like things that are too sweet. I like it for a little bit.
It sounded so enticing, though.
A chocolate-covered cherry latte sounds so good.
Maybe it would have been better hot.
No, probably not. Because, like, a hot latte, when you steam milk, it makes it even sweeter. It, like, breaks down sugars.
Sorry.
So, like, that probably would have been just a straight-up, like, treat. That would have tasted like hot chocolate. This did taste like a nice latte, but I firmly believe that if that was in a cold brew with a splash of oat milk and like a little bit of cherry flavoring,
It would have been a lot better.
100% better because the cold brew flavor would have been stronger. So that's why I tried to dilute it with just pour over. And it's still just, this flavoring that they used was so strong.
Yeah.
And I was a barista, so I know about ratios and dividing. They didn't divide this right, which is fine.
It is a brand new latte,
It's a brand new latte in a brand new mug and a brand new podcast.
You love putting that mug not centered on your coaster.
Because I'm not looking.
I know, it's just been hanging off and I keep wanting to reach over and fix it.
You did one time.
Yeah, I did.
And I was really upset about it.
You'll be fine.
I don't think I will be. I just went on a monologue about how upset this made me and reminded me of one night stands. I don't think I'm okay.
Are we having a couch day today too?
I don't think we are. We weren't talking about having a couch day.
Oh fuck yeah.
Yeah, speaking of this weekend, hey guys, it's the Super Bowl. No one cares. Not even me. And I like football.
Did I already talk about my experience with football this year? Or did I not talk about it yet on the pod?
But ranking every team by color?
Yeah, not by color.
Sorry, by uniform.
Connor loves football.
I really do. And here's the thing. You guys, I mean, I guess some of you who listen who like really know me, who I guess might not just be like your friends or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, it is very surprising when people find out how much I know about football and how much I really enjoy it. Even teams I don't like, I will watch because I find the game interesting because I like watching competition.
You like the drama.
I love the drama. I love when players get mad at each other and there's feuding with the coaches. Guys, sports are the best reality TV show out there because you just got a bunch of jacked up dudes who are just releasing like adrenaline for like 3 hours and like they don't know what to do if something goes wrong. It's so funny.
Yeah, so Connor really likes football and because of that I have started to watch football this year. What are you doing?
I'm out of drink. I'm out of both drink.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, if I'm gonna have to watch football every weekend, I should like have an opinion. So I decided probably like week 7 that I wanted to be a Jets fan because I thought it was very, very funny that they were 0-7. And then I was like, okay, I think that instead I am going to make a tier list of all of the uniforms of the current, like the 2020 uniforms for each team. Gonna make a tier list ranking each team based off of their uniforms. And because of that, I decided that I was going to be a Seahawks fan. They weren't my number one, they were actually my number 3, but those slime suits, they just really get me.
If you guys know what like the Nickelodeon like slime green color is, imagine just someone wearing
head
to toe.
To toe. The cleats even are
the
slime
only thing
colored.
are the helmets.
I don't aren't they?
No, the helmets always stay the same for everyone's uniform.
Oh, okay.
So like they're just blue with this slime green line.
Okay. Anyway, I decided I was going to be a Seahawks fan because of that. Now I know that there's some hot water with the Seahawks right now because of that fucking monster.
Yes.
I don't care about sports enough to be like, well, I don't care, I'm a Seahawks fan, so like I don't fucking care. I care that guy's shitty.
Yeah.
Whatever. Besides the point. But the Seahawks were out of the playoffs round 1. So I was like, I don't fucking care anymore. So I was like, I'll support Connor's team.
The next week.
And then the next week, they also were out of the playoffs. So now I'm so bored and I don't care. And I don't even want to watch the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I just
want to watch The Weeknd.
Yeah. Well, did you see that he said it's going to be a PG performance?
No.
Yeah, I saw it on Twitter the other day. The Weeknd ensured that this halftime show would be PG. And I'm like, hey, what's his name? Abel?
Abel.
Right? I'm like, hey, Abel, every song that you have written is about fucking.
And drugs.
And
being a bad guy.
And just being a fuckboy.
Yeah.
What? He'll play Blinding Lights because of TikTok.
And it's the song they advertise his performance with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, PG.
PG The Weeknd. Kids Bop The Weeknd.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Kids Bop Wop.
Oh.
No. Oh my
I'm
god.
censoring
You
that.
have to cut that out.
I'm gonna censor that.
Should we just cut it? Is this the end?
That's so funny. I can't keep that in, right?
No, you can't. It's really bad.
It's so funny.
It's really funny, but
yeah.
It's gotta go.
We can't end on that because it'll just be a censor and then it'll end. So guys, no, I can't keep that in. I can't keep that in.
It has to be cut. Don't ask us what it was. Fuck.
Oh my god. It just...
Follow us on TikTok and YouTube.
And Instagram.
And Instagram and Spotify. And maybe this week we'll get on Apple Podcasts.
And we have a YouTube channel now.
Yeah, we already said that.
You can watch this. And don't forget to like and comment. Send in some Valentine's Day stories. That's all, guys. I hope you have a great week. Goodbye.